You're listening to the Traffic and Conversion Show. I'm your host, Michelle Fernandez, and today is all about how to create urgency and scarcity in your messaging to get your prospects to make a buying decision. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. I hope you are settling nicely into 2022 and you're working diligently every single day to annihilate your 90-day goals. I know it's easy to veer off track. I looked at the calendar and I was like, uh-oh, I need to get back on track to launch this intermediate advanced group coaching program in March as planned. So I ended up hiring a project manager to manage the project to make sure that the team, including myself, are meeting the deadlines. So I know that if that's something that you need to do, definitely do whatever you need to do to get her done, right? Now, one of the things is how to get your hot prospects to make a buying decision. Like that's always a goal. It should be a goal of yours, right? More leads, more sales. And you do that by creating urgency and scarcity. So whether your product or service is evergreen, meaning that you can get in your program or your service at any time, or it's time-based, meaning that it has an actual start and end date, creating urgency and scarcity is extremely, extremely valuable. All right, so let's start off with where you should present the urgency and or scarcity, right? So realistically or ideally, you should always have it come after your guarantee on your sales page or in your presentation. However, it is so important that you sprinkle it throughout your sales page or your presentation as well, like similar to seeding, right? So now urgency by definition means urgent requirements or urgent needs, right? So it relates to time to act, like time is running out. It relates to the price is going up. It relates to there's a reason that they need to act right now and not later, right? It's not going to be available until sometime in the future, right? So some of you might be launching, let's say once or twice a year. So it's like, you either get it now or you gotta wait, right? The other thing when we're talking about urgency is really diving into the opportunity cost of not taking action. So this is very hard for people, or I should say for course creators, right? Or online experts to understand, right? The opportunity cost. Basically, this is an unseen action, right? This is unseen and what could be or what could have been, and you're trying to ignite people to take action, like all the people that you could have helped, right? So when you're thinking about when you're trying to ignite somebody to take action and you're creating this unseen opportunity cost, think about like how many people they're not serving, right? Maybe all the money that they could have made, but they're not making, right? Or if you don't do this now, you're not going to be making the progress that you want. Because let's just face it, like as all humans, we're always looking to be moving and progressing. And I know for me in particular, when I'm at a standstill, that's where like that imposter syndrome sets in, a little depression sets in, a little self-doubt sets in. So by creating this opportunity cost that if you don't make this decision right now, you are going to be in the same place this time next year and kicking yourself for it. All right. So I hope that was very clear on what opportunity cost is, because you need to definitely be sprinkle that in throughout. Right? Okay, so now scarcity by definition means insufficiency or shortness of supply. It basically increases your FOMO. So scarcity relates to limited supply, like inventory is not abundant, spots are limited. It could be that spots are limited, meaning that it's an exclusive, like exclusivity in the program. Right? Maybe it's bonuses are going away, like so it's an early bird, or maybe you even have limited coupon codes. And then these tools activate things that are valuable and powerful to your hot prospects, right? So let me give you some words that you can use to inject urgency and scarcity. Number one is don't miss out, right? Don't miss this. Or did you miss this last time? Maybe it's like invite only, or today's price, or today's deal. Limited edition is another good one. Or this is perfect for, right? And you fill in the blank. Maybe it's even your last chance, or 10 people already enrolled and see these benefits, or X number of people, X percentage of people are already getting these particular results. A couple others are available until whatever date that you want, or available until so many spots or so many units are sold out, right? And then lastly, you can order it. Like, you have to order it in the next 10 minutes, and then you'll get it by a certain date, right? So if you're selling a product, or there's a start, like let's say you're doing something, I'm just making this up off the top of my head, like for Black Friday sale. So maybe it's like, if you do XYZ, or if you order by this, then we can have you ready for that Black Friday sale, okay? Now, you can also use some software tools that you can add to your pages. So Proof is one that I really love, or Digital Table Rush. So what that is I'm sure you've seen it when you go to register for a webinar, or you go to buy something, this little pop-up comes in usually the bottom left corner, and it'll be like, Susie just registered a minute ago, or, Joe just bought, from Miami, just bought whatever, right? So those are the things where it's like, it's creating that credibility for them. And then it's like, oh, other people are buying this too. And then it just starts like creating some of this urgency and scarcity, right? Because then you're like, wait, I don't want to miss out. Oh, wait, what do they? I know for me, it's always like, well, I want to know what everybody else is knowing so I can get ahead, right? Another thing to add is timers or deadline funnel. So it's actually like a countdown to when they can get something. And then depending on what you're selling, if you have a certain number of quantity, right? So then you can activate these quantity limiters, right? So it'll be like, 10 spots, and maybe it counts down till it gets to 1. Now, whatever you do not fake your urgency or scarcity. So if it's not going to expire, or you're not going to be raising the price, or there isn't a certain number of people, right, then just don't say it, because your integrity is everything. So you don't want to say something and then be like, hey, I thought you said there was this, right? So how do you figure out what is your urgency or scarcity? First, you want to make a list of reasons why delay or not taking action would impact the prospect. So like, what happens if they don't take action? And then think about the objections and how you can bust them by taking action now, right? And then on the flip side is what will happen if they do take action now. Next, you want to look at your offer, as that will really dictate what kind of scarcity and urgency that you can use. So let's break down some funnels for you, okay? So if you have a self-liquidating offer or an SLO funnel, this is a little bit more difficult, because these products are always available, right? They're low ticket, and usually with low ticket, you don't really need any hard urgency to get the sale, because it's a low entry point, okay? So if you have one of those and you're like, you might want to consider like maybe a bonus would be something that can get them now, but it's not really urgency, or it's not going away, okay? So if it's not there, no worries. Okay, webinar funnels. You definitely want to have that proof tool to show the timer, and a timer to show like the time running out for expiration. So on your registration page, we'll show all the other people signing up, right? And then or maybe it's even a countdown timer on there for when the webinar begins, okay? The sales page will show all the other people that have joined, and then the timer will show the countdown that they have so much time to buy, either before the price goes up or bonus is expiring, however you have your offer positioned. Okay. Now for application funnels, that really has a built-in scarcity, right? Because you have to apply. So right there, it's showing exclusivity. And then normally with applications, it's limited to a certain number of people. Now your launch, these are all about like open and close cart, right? Or expiring bonuses. So think about using those timers, and really you're using both scarcity and urgency. And then the last funnel is a summit funnel. So this could be something where maybe you have 2 price tiers, like you have early bird price, and then you have like regular price, or maybe you even have like virtual or something like that, right? So you can use a timer running out before the price jump or for an expiration. And also I've been to summits where it's like, they have certain bonuses if you sign up by a certain date, right? Or like a VIP type of thing, and only so many spots. So there's all kinds of ways that you can position it. So look at your offer and maybe even see what you can add to your offer that would create that urgency or scarcity, right? So put it on your list of things to do, and go back and revisit your offers and see like where you can throw those in, and maybe even check out one of the tools that I had mentioned to add in there. And keep in mind that you can also create urgency around not being late, and scarcity, not about the offer, but about what they'll miss out in life if they do not act. Because it's not just all about business, right? Because we're working so hard in our business to have a better life. So just keep that in mind. All right. Well, cheers to creating urgency and scarcity to sell out your offers. I hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time, let's grow your business together.